Hi everybody. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey with weight loss surgery. I had duodenal switch weight loss surgery in April of 2018, April 9th, 2018. I was about 385, 350, 385, somewhere around in there. And what really happened to make me decide to do this was my stomach kept hurting a lot, and I was getting sick and couldn't figure out why. So I went to and plus I was not able to get around on my own anymore. I have a disability called cerebral palsy, and I couldn't even take care of my personal needs by myself anymore. I was mortified. So between the two, we went to the doctor. And a year and a half before I had the surgery, I'd gone to the doctor. And we tried diet plans. We tried doctor, initiated plans that we used through the year. And we kept documenting. And I had been trying to lose weight since I was a young kid. I've always been hefty. And through the years, I've tried them all. Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Deal a Meal, Richard Simmons exercises, videos, you name it, I tried it. And I documented all of that and finally got a referral to a surgeon for weight loss surgery. And my stomach was still really hurting. And we decided, he gave me 4 options on the weight loss surgery. And I picked the duodenal switch. It's the most difficult one. They call it the big gun that you can go through. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're looking at weight loss surgery, getting surgery on your abdomen is painful. I've had a lot of surgeries in my life because of my cerebral palsy, about 15. And that was the hardest one I've ever been through. I just want to be honest with you right up front. It's not going to be comfortable. And before you even get there, you have to go through a whole bunch of steps for your insurance company. Unless you're able to pay cash, then you're going to be able to skip some of the steps. Part of the reason why I chose the duodenal switch is there is for some people, and not for everybody, and don't take my word as gold, talk to your doctor. I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just my story. I chose that one because it doesn't have a big history of regaining the weight after the surgery because it's so drastic. And so, and I was worried about that. I didn't want to regain the weight because my mom's not always going to be here to help me, and I need to become more independent. So that, I'm 45. You don't want people helping you with personal needs when you're 45. You want to be able to do everything yourself. And independence was part of my push. I've always wanted to be independent as much as I could. I was taught that by my mother and my grandfather and my grandmother and some of my teachers. A lot of people in my life taught me independence. And so having the lack of independence when I was so large that I needed help with getting in and out of the shower, and if I fell, I couldn't get myself up. And it would take more than one person to help me back up, which was mortifying, embarrassing, and made me cry a lot. So I had to go, so I got this. After the year working with my general doctor, I got the referral to the surgeon. I did have to go through psychiatric counseling because of my insurance company, and I'm actually grateful I did. If you're paying for it and you don't have to do that step, I really would suggest that you do it, because I was able to figure out more of why I am the way I am with food. I comfort eat. I use food to comfort me. And I always have, my sister always has. And that was part of the problem. And I didn't really realize it. I knew I had a problem with food. Overeating instead of starving myself, you know. It was still I considered it an eating problem. Not exactly a disorder, but an eating problem. Because I needed normal coping skills and not just going to the fridge or a candy bar or a bag of chips if I was having a rough day. And so we went through the insurance company. I went through the psych eval. I had medical tests I had to get done. Trying to remember. I think they did some imaging tests, stress tests. I can't remember all of it. But I did do, imaging tests. I think they were looking at like the heart, the lungs, that kind of thing. They want to make sure you're healthy enough for this type of surgery. Now, the surgery I took, they took a good portion of my stomach. They left me with a small banana, basically is what my stomach looks like. And they took some of the intestines too. And the reason why my stomach was hurting so bad is I had polyps and burn holes in my stomach that they found. I knew I had had one polyp, but to my knowledge it had been removed, but there were others in my stomach, and there was burn holes in my stomach from stomach acid. And my stomach was not in good shape. So I went in, and after the surgery, it's difficult. I mean, they want you to drink protein shakes and stuff after surgery. It was difficult to get the protein shakes down. There it is. But I still drink them to this day. This is my favorite. Non-sponsored, this is one of my favorites. Because you're not always going to feel like eating. Your head's going to say, oh, I'm hungry. But then you try to eat and you're like, I'm not hungry. At first, when you're first healing, it hurts. Before you'll feel full within 1 or 2 bites. And if you go past that, it hurts. And some people like me have what they call dumping syndrome, which means you eat too much, you're going to get clammy skin, you're going to feel sick to your stomach, you may throw up. I still have that, but my situation was a little different because my stomach was in a bad shape. I've been taking way too many medicines since I was very young because of my cerebral palsy, and it destroyed my stomach. And so I really wouldn't have had a choice if it had kept up. My stomach was in such bad shape, I probably would have landed in the ER within a little bit of time. Take your notes, research. Don't just say, I'm going to get the lap band or I'm going to get the sleeve or whatever off the bat without doing your research. Talk to people who've had that surgery. Talk to your doctors. Do some reading. Got on YouTube. I've got on YouTube and listened to testimonials, both the good and the bad. And after surgery, you're going to come to a point where you're going to be hurting and you're hungry and your head's hungry, your belly's not, and you're not going to be feeling real great. And you're going to ask yourself, why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? And you might start regretting it at that point. But if you hold on and talk to your nutritionist, don't skip steps just because you're paying cash or your insurance says you don't need it. Talk to other people. Talk to your nutritionist. Talk to your psych team. Talk to your surgery team. Listen to testimonials. Don't just jump into something. And that's anything, not just weight loss surgery, but that's anything in life. Make sure you're prepared. Because after surgery, you're going to, no matter who you are, you're going to come out of this going, oh my God, this hurts so bad. What did I do to myself? But if you let yourself heal and you follow the directions. Now, I had 2 weeks of liquid diet before surgery. And then after surgery, I had 4 weeks of liquid diet, 4 weeks of pureed food, 4 weeks of soft food, and then I was able to go to regular food. And trust me, by the time I got to take regular food, I couldn't wait to bite into something real. The temptation will be there to cheat, to try to push yourself farther and faster, especially when you're eating pureed food and your family's having pizza or a steak, and you're looking at that going, man, that's when regret kind of comes in. And if your family's not on board and helping you and they're eating in front of you, things that you used to love and you can't have now, that's not going to help. That's not going to be very helpful. You need a supportive family behind you as well. I had support. My mom, I couldn't have got through 6 weeks of liquid diet without my mom. She made these big pots of, I'm talking the great big soup stock pots, the huge ones, full of soup. And she put anything and everything in there to make it, vegetable, meat, tomato sauce, herbs, spices, whatever. And then she would eat the vegetables and the meat and stuff, and she'd drain the broth off into a pitcher, and I would heat that up a cup at a time. And she kept a pitcher full in the refrigerator for me. Good thing my mom likes eating soup too, because she ate a lot of it to help me through that time. I also, a trick I still use is to buy unflavored protein powder and put it in your food. It's going to help you get your protein in. You've got to have your protein in to heal. So your body can lose the weight. If you don't have enough protein, you may not lose the weight, or you may not heal correctly. I'm not a doctor, so talk to your doctor, but you need to hit your protein goals that your doctor sets. And I'm talking, unflavored protein powder, put it in anything you eat. Protein shakes, if you can't take this size of protein shake right after, because like I said, this one has 30 grams in this bottle. And if you can't drink all this, and you're still on liquid, and you can drink milk, because milk is on your liquid diet, pour some of this in your milk. And work on one throughout the day. That's still going to give you 30 grams of protein plus whatever's in the milk. But you need to find a way to hit your protein goals and your vitamins. Your vitamins are very important, because without those, your body's going to suffer from lack. Because with duodenal switch, and I'm sure most other weight loss surgeries, but I can only speak for mine. If you and I ate the same ham, say one Whopper, okay, my body would use 20% and the rest is waste. Your body's going to use 80% and 20% is waste. It's malabsorption. And to keep yourself healthy, you've got to take the vitamins. They have vitamin powder, bariatric vitamin powder, that you can take. You can also put that. I use the lemon flavored vitamin powder, and I put it in what I make too, so that I can, if I don't feel like drinking it, I'm still getting my vitamin goals. Don't think you're gonna beat your vitamin goals by taking a handful of vitamins every day, like a handful of vitamin C's. You'll overdo it with that, and you could make yourself sick. So do what your doctor recommends, and your nutritionist. It's not an easy thing. I'm at 195 right now, and it's been a little over 2 years. And there's days when I still struggle with watching someone eat something that I used to love, or thinking up here in my head, hey, I'm hungry. And then I start eating and my stomach is like, I'm not hungry. What are you doing? And sometimes I struggle when I'm having a bad day, and I want to fall back into those old patterns of eating for comfort. There's support groups out there. Facebook has a ton of them. I'm a member of a couple of them. And I find them helpful that I can talk to someone who's been through it. And if any of you need to talk to someone, leave me a message in the comments and I'll get back to you and we can talk. You're gonna lose some hair. My hair used to be really curly, but I lost quite a bit of hair and it came back in straighter, which is actually good for me. I always wanted straighter hair. I looked like little orphan Annie and my hair was red as a kid. Be expecting to lose some hair. Take biotin is what I was told, and that's what I did to help with that. It's because your body's trying to get the nutrients and stuff it needs other ways. So be aware of that. You know, you're not going to go completely bald. Don't worry about it. It will come back. Just relax. It's just phase your body's going to have to go through. You will have rewards though. For those of you who can't, and I was one of these, go in a store and find your size on the clothes rack. And the first time you go into that store and you find something you can wear on the clothes rack, for me, it was thrilling. It still is. You know, but I still see myself as the fat person that I was. I was shopping with my mom. I wanted a new outfit for Easter Sunday. And I pulled out a pair of pretty blue pants that would go with the top we'd picked out. And I said, do you think these would fit? I'm really not good at judging my own size right now. Still not. And she said, no, Tanya. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm bigger than this. And she says, you're still thinking of yourself as that fat girl you were. She pulls out a pair of 14, 16s and said, try these instead. And they fit. They're a little long, so my friend's gonna hem them up because I'm rotten with a sewing needle. But 14, 16 from where I was, oh, come on, that's thrilling, you know. So I've been able to give away all my big clothes to people who needed them because they were still in good shape. But I can go in the store and buy something off the rack. Sorry about the barking. I own a dog. Want to see? Archie. Can you see him? There's my baby. So there are going to be rewards, but you've got to get through the tough parts. Write in a journal. No one has to see it but you. But put your doubts, put your fears, put your excitements, put your goals, put everything like that in there. And it will help you to get it out. Talk to me. Sometimes having someone you don't know to talk to, for me, can be cathartic. Because I don't know, sometimes having someone that isn't so close to you they can see the situation more clearly than if they're family or good friends. You're gonna have days where you regret it, but you're gonna have days where you look in the mirror and go, is that me? And then you'll see your first before and after photo. And you're going to be floored. But don't think it's going to be an easy road. Nothing good is ever easy. But it's worth it. Yeah, you get loose skin. And that can be problematic. You got to keep it clean. Or you get infections under the loose skin. And sometimes in the hot weather, you still will. My advice, diaper rash cream. I know, sounds stupid, but it works. Diaper rash cream or triple antibiotic ointment for the infection under your loose skin. And maybe if your insurance will cover it, loose skin removal surgery. You know, there's options. girdles. You know, you're not going to look bad no matter what you do. Even the way you are now, you don't look bad. Because it shouldn't be the outside that we judge each other on. But it should be our hearts. I don't care what size you are. I don't care what you look like. For me, I had to do it for my health. My stomach and part of my intestines was in bad shape. Because I took too many strong medicines for too long. And I didn't pay attention to my stomach. What my body was telling me. And it got to where it was letting me know with warning signals that I wasn't going to be able to ignore very much longer. And frankly, I got tired of having to depend on others for basic needs. I'm not that kind of person. If I want help, I'll ask for it. Otherwise, let me struggle until I do. You know, my friends, I'll fall and they'll just stand there, and strangers are like, why aren't you helping her up? 'Cause she'll bite my head off. And they'll look down at me and go, you need help? No, I don't need help, because I get mad when I fall. And, you know, I'll ask for it if I need help. Just leave me alone for a minute. That's the type of person I am. So to have help to shower, to go to the bathroom, to bathe, to get in bed, rather, to change clothes, to get in a car and out of a car. Nah. Not unless I have to have it. And there was something I could have done about it, and I did. And I wish I would have done it a lot sooner. Are there hard days still? Yeah. But it's worth it. Not just because I like buying clothes off the rack, and I used to hate to shop. But it's worth it for the experience and what it taught me. It taught me there's more people out there than I thought that care, that will help you, that will help you through any circumstance. There's billions of people on this planet, and every single one of them has a story. So there's always someone worse off than you. And maybe when you go through this and you come out the other side of your weight loss journey, you can turn around and reach back and help someone who's at the beginning of theirs. Maybe that's why you're going to go through it. You don't know. You don't know what God or the universe or whatever you want to call it has in store. For me, it's God. And I don't know what He has in store for me. But if I can help one person, then it's worth it. I'll answer any questions you have. Never too personal. On a personal note, if you're a woman and you're looking at weight loss surgery, you may have to have a well woman's exam in the battery of tests before the weight loss surgery. Now, I didn't because I had a hysterectomy previously. But it said in the notebook and the literature that I received that some patients have to have that. So, you know, you're not gonna decide one day and just gonna have it the next. It's gonna be a long journey. But you can do it. I believe in you. And I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not easy. But it's worth every minute. Because how you feel about yourself in here and up here is worth that freedom. If for nothing else, if you can look in the mirror and say, I like who I see now, and you didn't before, then you scored a goal. You're doing great. Because if you can look in the mirror and go, I love me, when you couldn't before, that is a win. You should love yourself no matter how you look. God and the universe doesn't make mistakes. He makes beautiful pictures. And we're all a snowflake. We're not one of us alike. Even if you're an identical twin, there's something different. The way you talk, the way you think. He's growling. What are you growling at? Behave. I think he's jealous because I'm talking to you and not him. That could be dangerous. I live with him, not you. No offense. Just joking. But get yourself to where you can do what you think is best for your life. You're the one going through it. And you will be happy. But it will be tough. But life is full of tough moments. Look at it this way. Life is not a paved road. Life is a gravel road. With all the pits and the rocks and the bumps and the potholes that brings. No matter where you are in your life's journey, there's a pothole ahead somewhere. So just make sure there's someone to help you smooth it out. We've got social media. We can connect with each other no matter where we live. Let's use it for the positive. I can bid you good luck on your journey, and I hope something I have said helped you. Good luck and God bless.